Hey guys, today's topic is it's not them, but it's you. I share a lot about codependency and narcissism on this still young channel. I want to share a lot of my experiences and so forth. And the one thing that's resonated with me throughout all my research studies and journaling is this. For codependents, such as myself, we typically are the ones that attract to a narcissist. A lot of the reasons why they're always the victim. The narcissist is always the victim. And for codependents, we think we can fix them. We think we can save them. That's a problem. A lot of people don't understand that until they're willing to look in the mirror and chronicle and journal. And before you know it, they start to realize it. And I think a lot of it is rooted in their childhood. Now, for me in particular, I probably tried to fix my dad or save my mom. It's inherently in my nature to do that because of the childhood I had where my dad abused me and was a narcissist. My mother, I felt abandoned by. And so we grew up in this idea that we think we can give and give and give, and then maybe it's enough. It's not. Now, this is not in any way to be construed as victim blaming. If you are in a relationship or you know someone who is in a relationship with a narcissist and they're being abused emotionally or physically or both, pray for them. But I've been there. And this is not in any form or fashion as an attempt to victim blame them. It's not. But if they're out of the relationship, and I went through three distinct ones with the classic markers, been there. It's not them. It's me. I can't rescue people. I can't save people. Did people show you who they are? I was creating a narrative in my mind. That's not who they are. Surely they're not cheaters and liars and thieves. I'm not. Why would they do that? That's projecting. That was also developed in childhood. My dad doesn't mean to hurt me. He loves me. He's just in a bad mood. My mom loves me. She doesn't mean to not tend to my needs, not protect me. That's what we adapted to survive. That's us, and it's our subconscious. We're givers. Narcissists are takers. They use us, and we keep giving, thinking maybe one day it'll be enough. But it never is. And it will exhaust you to a point where you can even be trauma bonded. And that is bad. And there's a lot of research on that. I'll talk about that in future videos. Stuff's real. I know. You can be the toughest guy in the world. But if the inherent nature of yourself is to give and to love, but to save and rescue, it can get you in trouble by the worst. And the covert narcissist, my ex-wife was 5'6", 100 pounds. You would think, wow, so such a sweet person. I describe in other videos the monster, which is something you have to understand to identify with such terms, because that's the only thing that's going to speak to your inner child, because that's what they are, because you will defend them. You excuse their actions, and you can't. You can't save them. So if you're out of that relationship, and you've had that one or a string of them, and they all have that common parallel, here's the sad part. The common denominator is you. Because it's the only person you can change. It's the only person you can save. You. So, you have to keep that in mind, because they're going to portray themselves as a victim. Because that's who they are. They're going to love bomb you at the beginning. Wow, you're going to make you feel amazing. And you later learn it's just filling your insecurities, making you feel seen, loved, and appreciated, but it's all a facade. It's fake. It's what they do to bring a giver into their lives, someone they can take from. They're like a big emptiness in their soul. There's nothing. You have all these cups in here, needs, feels, to fill, right? To weakness. I know when I was teaching my kids earlier on in life how to share, how to do things. So I'll give you an example. You teach your kid to open the door for a woman or an elderly person, and then they do it. You're like, wow, that was really nice of you. It takes a village, right? What does every person do when a little kid opens that door for them? Wow, you are so sweet. Thank you. Next few times or longer, the kid's going to continue to open doors. Now, he does that with the expectation of a thank you or praise or whatever. Okay. If I'm an adult, that's not healthy. But what happens is over time, it becomes their inherent nature to just do those things. Now, a long time ago, they did it for the praise. Subconsciously, you still kind of do it that way. But it really is who you are. You're a lover. You're a giver. They're takers. And that's what they do. So they'll never take accountability. They'll never apologize. One of the ways you give, you sacrifice yourself. You take the blame. You accept responsibility. And they eventually just make you feel like you're crazy. You bring up legitimate arguments. They're manipulative. They'll turn it around. And you will believe it's your fault. And it's not. So what do? You avoid them. I knew I was in a better state of recovery and better health when I would later, after a lot of journaling, 3 years, be back on the market. And I'd identify those love bombers real quick. And I said, absolutely not. And then I would later get in a relationship. And guess what? Some of the highs weren't there. I was like, this might be a little boring. And I realized that, wait a minute. This is what a slow development is. It's a healthy relationship. Do I miss some of those highs from before? Yeah. That's part of the codependency. That's the addiction. There's a lot of views on that as well and why they explain it. The thing you have to understand, it's not them. It's you. And so what are you going to do about that? You can't fix them. You can't change them. You can't rescue them. It's you.